Hello, my name is Willie Easter Jr., and this is my continuing case on bankruptcy. What you see before you is a financial summary, case number 20-30361. And this right here is Gregory F. Planner. He's a bankruptcy attorney located in Gastonia, North Carolina. Get a good look at his face, which you'll be seeing a lot more of it. A lot more of it. Now, I'm going to break this financial summary down. And you can see it's pretty simple to read. That's if you want to read and pay attention. Now, in 2020, I had received a grant to get a modification to my loan. And that was to make my payments lower and more affordable in my home. When it got to the last payment, they said they didn't have enough money. So they only made the two payments, June and July. But they had split it up so bad to the point to where it confused myself and the Alabama Housing Authority. I had a recent court hearing by phone on February 9th. He was sitting there trying to explain to the judge where it was administrative error on their end, and they were at fault. But he didn't see anything else that was really serious. But yet, he's still claiming they only received two payments. That's his claim. Now again, if you're good at math, go 3 times 1670, and you'll come up with $5,010. This is the breakdown. I originally sent the first payment on April 17th, but until they process it, they don't really say they have it, even though it could be in office or in-house, whichever term you want to use. But they said they received it on April 21st, 2020. And this is what they received. A money order for $1,000, a money order for $170, and a money order for $500. Now I broke it down that way because some of the money was cash, and some of it came from my checking account. I used my card, so I just basically got 3 different money orders. That way I could keep up with it. And as you can see, they actually broke it down, and you can see they received it. And I like that was such a big deal. But you get the entire sum all at the same time, so it's no big deal. Okay, so you got 1670 right there. I sent the next one out in May. It actually wasn't on May 27th, but until they process it, they don't really count it in office until May 27th. And again, go to the next column, they got a money order for $1,000, another one for $600, another for $70. That's $1,670. They received the next one around June 30th. And that's there. They received 2 money orders, one for $800 and one for $870. 8 and 8, 16, that's $1,670. Come to a total of $5,010. That's what he received. He didn't even acknowledge it right there. Now, breakdown. We come back and you find out where Tadlock, that's Warren L Tadlock, this guy right here, the trustee, he sent the first one out on June 2nd. Because the trial period was a 90-day period from June, July, and August. So the first one he sent out the $850 with the Alabama Housing Authority on June 2nd. But at the same time, you notice he also sent a fee out of $77.26. Again, on June 30th, Warren L Tadlock took another fee out of $371.12. Now it's time for the second payment. He sent $219. You fall over. It went to the Alabama Housing Authority on June 30th. And again, I'm going to say this again. This is where myself and the Alabama Housing Authority was confused at why is he sending partial payment when I sent the entire payment. We'll get back to that later. Again, right here. Distribution. $3,492.62. Gregory F. Planner, June 30th, 2020. Now, they sent the second half of the payment of $631 to the Alabama Housing Authority on 7/9/2020. That's July now. And then they said, well, we don't have any money. But if you go back down here to where it says June 30th, they already had it in-house. They had a total of $870 and $800. Again, 8 and 8 is 16. $70 makes it $1,670. So you see, the money was there. And this over here, this is supposed to be the third and final payment. The $850. You trace it over. Instead of going to the Alabama Housing Authority, it went to Gregory A. Planner on July 24th, 2020. When that $850 supposed to be going to the Alabama Housing Authority. But as you can see in the column, on July 14th, 2020, Gregory A. Planner. That's this guy right here. Now, why is that money going to him? He's got no reason to be getting that money. Not that much money. All the monies and fees he's supposed to come out of the plan. He's not supposed to get anything except for money to come out of the plan. So why is he receiving $850 when that $850 is supposed to be a part of my 90-day plan to get a modification? So at that point, we're going to argument in the parking lot in front of the office. That's what he wanted to tell me to kiss his ass. And that's when I told him to suck my dick. Everything right there in black and white per se. Okay? And I got other documents that shows case profile. My address and all that. I mean, a lot of stuff you don't really show, but this is how much I've been paying per month. $1,670 monthly. And I'm supposed to go out to August, and then supposed to come to a decision in September. That didn't happen because I stopped sending money to the trustee's office, Warren L Tadlock. And like I said earlier, I had another hearing on February 9th, and he was trying to explain to the judge that it was an administrative error. That's why they split the payment up, and then he want to take fault for it. Because he probably saw my other video. I'm hoping he's watching this one too. Because I don't think the judge is actually seen this document. Where they'll tiptoe around certain issues to see what I have. Well, this is your own paper come from 13 Network. That's Warren L Tadlock's website. And I had to get in an argument with this stupid attorney right here just to get a copy of this, which I've been asking for all the time. And when I saw this, I asked him, I said, why is this money coming back to you? That's the actual payment that's supposed to be going to the Alabama Housing Authority. So why is it going to Gregory A. Planner on 7/14/2020? But yet they told the judge in court now they didn't have enough money. But if you count 1670 3 times, it's going to always come out to $5,010. Now, what sane individual is going to continue to send his money to these people and they can't even keep their money right? You'd be absolutely stupid to be sending your hard-earned money to these people, trying to keep your home from going into foreclosure, and they sit there back like it's a passive thing, like it's nothing. Again, his name is Geoffrey A. Planner, an attorney in Gastonia, North Carolina. And this right here was the argument was all about. You shouldn't be getting that. You should not be the payee of anything, except what comes out of the plan. And on the 10th, I'll be probably having an in-person hearing with the councilman. And like I keep saying, they keep using that same excuse. Now, that a hearing is something that he called. He called a hearing. But during the course of it, he wanted to cancel it and have a telephone hearing. And I even received another letter, which was supposed to have been in person. But he canceled that and wanted to do a telephone hearing. Matter of fact, here's that document right here. United States Bankruptcy Court, Western District of North Carolina, Charlotte Division. Now he's claiming to dismiss the case or modify the plan. And you see right here? A hearing will be held on the trustee's motion at the following time and place. February 23rd, 2020 at 9 a.m. It doesn't say anything about being a telephone hearing. It's a time and place. See, failure to attend the hearing and to otherwise respond to the motion may result in the court granting the relief sought. Warren L Tadlock. Now, I've probably been meeting him on February 10th at his office for a preliminary hearing. He canceled it. It wasn't going to be no telephone hearing. It was going to be an in-person hearing, like this was supposed to be. But he canceled it. That's why I asked the question. That's why you always ask questions. Don't never sit there with your mouth shut and be stupid. Always ask questions, no matter what type of reaction they want to give you. Because they sit in court all day. That's their profession. And they love sitting in court. That's their job. And they run back and forward because that's their power. Their power's in court. But their power's not in so-called common sense. And like I told this idiot at work, common sense don't work in. There's a breakdown of all my other creditors. And they wanted to send a so-called relief so they can pick my car up. And one thing they don't realize, the car was over 6 years old. And way past 200,000 miles with a bad oil leak. So they can have it. And not one more dime going towards it. And I've stayed in contact with my mortgage company, and I spoke to her actually on February 9th, right after a telephone conference. I give them up-to-date information what's going on. And they've been updating me about the process so far. Now, I know there's no other attorney want to touch it because they all respect one another. Understand one thing, the court and the court system is going to respect one another. And they're going to protect each other. When you make an accusation towards them, they're not going to really believe it. And right here is the judge I'm dealing with in my bankruptcy case. Laura Turner Bayer, U.S. bankruptcy judge for Western District of Charlotte, North Carolina. And she was the one that was apologizing to for in behalf of Warren Tadlock's office and also Gregory F. Planner. This guy again. And before he would make a comment, hey, come get your car yet? That's the comment he was making. Now think about that. Hey, come get your car yet? Huh? Well, if you're watching this is your face. I'm gonna put it on every social media site that I can possibly put it on. In this case, it's not going away. And he's the one that quit. Now think about that. Most of the time, it'd be the person that owned the house that quit, but the attorney actually was a coward and quit. And I don't like quitters. And I hate somebody who's gonna sit up and lie to a judge and then want to take the back door out and ruin. He's nothing but a coward. Is what he is. And one time during one of our meetings, he asked me, did I pay the $500 retainer fee? I said, don't you know? Well, here's the receipt of that retainer fee. It was paid on March 6, 2020. $500. It said bankruptcy, chapter 13 retainer. And that's who he is. Gregory F. Planner, firm, accountant. And that's his address. And telephone number. So you see, I keep all my receipts. And you remember that so-called Q I was telling you about earlier about the call? This is what they were trying to get. Now think about this. They're trying to get a 2015 Chevy Spark that over 6 years old. They got way past 200,000 miles on it. And they call it a notice right of cure. And they wanted me to pay $7,105.34. And they came away at 4 o'clock in the morning to get it, thinking that we would be off guard. No. The car was stripped clean of everything I had in there. And when they took it, they got a car that got over 200,000 miles on it, messed up ball bearings, oil leak. And it was a miracle that I was even still driving the car after 6 years. So you see, in this case, they pretty much were trying to work together. I mean, he wanted me to lose something. Because he made that comment several times. Hey, you come to get your car yet? Hey, you come to get your car yet? You come to get your car yet? Why did you run, you coward? There's an old saying. Always listen to how a person talks about somebody else. Because he made a smart comment towards another one of his clients, talking about he ain't gonna make it no way. So if they say anything about somebody else, they're probably saying the same thing about you. That's why I hate working with cowards. I don't care if they're white, black, Mexican, male or female. If you're a coward, stay out of my path. Your very existence means nothing to me because you're a coward. You're ruined. Run, monkey, run. Gregory A. Planner. That's his address. They asked me, did I actually pay the $500 retainer fee? What is that? My name's right there. Did they actually pay it? Cash receipt? Well, it's getting close to me getting ready to go to work now, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'm going to give you some more information because I got another hearing on February 23rd. At the same time, I'll be sending this document to the courthouse to be filed, which all they can do is probably file it. Because in these cases, understand court officials and officers can always protect themselves first. They don't care about you or your house or your situation. It's about making money. Because the court, anytime you file a bankruptcy, you get to pay the court $310 just for them to file it. Then you're going to turn around and start paying $16, $17 a month. At least I did. Just to have your money going back to, not the Alabama Housing Authority, but $850, which is supposed to be the final payment. Gregory A. Planner. This guy.